In this video, we'll be taking a look at Turbulence by Sinevibes, a unique distortion processor that bends and curls the input signal in real time, transforming it into completely new synthetic textures. We'll be taking a look at how we can use a combination of the sequencer, transformer and envelope sections on Turbulence to process a number of different audio loops, as well as diving around some of the presets that the plugin has to offer. Let's begin by looking at this bass loop we have in our project. It's quite a deep subby bass. We could use Turbulence to bring out some more mid-range presence in this bass sound. Simply turning it on in a default state, we can hear the distortion at work. Let's set the loop to loop over 8 steps. We can turn individual steps on and off for a more gated effect. And we can make the sequence run faster or slower using the duration control. We have the option of 4 different transformer types to set for each individual step, all offering a different flavour of distortion. We can use the command control in combination with any of these processors we have here. By hitting command and clicking, we can set the same value for each step. Which allows for very quick customizing and editing of the effect. The transformer curve sets the intensity of the distortion effect for each step. We can use this to apply a very dynamic vibe on our effect. And we have the global transformer controls down here, the harmonics working a bit like a filter, and the peak working a bit like the resonance. And we can use the dry wet control to dial in some of the original back into the signal. We also have some global envelope controls. The decay will shorten or lengthen each step, whilst the lag control can set fast and snappy values or slow and smooth. Let's use the command control in combination with the modulation intensity to turn this up for each of these steps. And maybe turn 1 or 2 down. And let's use this modulation envelope section in combination once again with the command control to set a different envelope for all of these steps. We could either use the effect like this to bring out that mid-range presence in the bass, or we could automate the harmonics control for a bit more of a wobbly effect. Let's now take a look at this vocal effect we have in our loop. Begin by turning on Turbulence. I'm going to set the loop to loop over 4 steps here. Turn steps 2 and 4 off for a bit more of a gated response. I'm going to turn the transformer curve values down. Slightly more subtle processing. We turn the modulation intensity up. And let's tweak the decay and lag controls. for a tighter envelope. Push up the peak control. Let's change the duration to make the effect run faster. Dial some of the original signal back in. And we could automate again using the harmonics control to sweep up and down. I've actually placed a delay after the effect. We can get a very dynamic, sequence-based response using turbulence on this vocal here. Let's take a look at these hi-hats I have. Turn on turbulence again. And let's dive around some of the presets that come with turbulence. And use this smooth edges preset. Actually transforms a hi-hat loop into something with much stronger transients. Again, let's turn some of these steps off for a more gated response. Change the sequencer to run over 1 bar. Push up the modulation intensities. And let's tweak the on-off now for this effect. You can hear we've really transformed that loop. Let's use this snapshot section down here now to create some variations on the processing. I'm going to copy this instance to my second snapshot and paste it in and try some different transformer types for this one. A slightly different vibe. And turn the transformer curves up for a more process driven effect. We can now switch between these two snapshots that I've created. You can also use the loop functions down here to loop the settings that we've dialed in this first section throughout the rest of the sequence, and then set the effect to run over the 32 steps. We could then make changes to the last few steps for a bit of a drum fill on this loop. You can see how we can use turbulence on a variety of different audio sources to transform them and really create some quite nice and effective sequence-based distortion. Be sure to check out Turbulence by Sinevibes, which is available now at adsrsounds.com.